Hey guys, back with you with another one. I know in my last video it was a little bit of a cold intro, but not really. It was just me coming off the top of my head. This one's going to be another video I feel like I have planned and I feel like I have to get out. Um, this one's going to be called Generation versus Generation, the bidding war of 2024. And it's my personal opinion and I think what is going to happen around 2024. And why I feel like this is going to all be connected. Now, the first thing I feel like this is going to happen, right, is that Cody Rhodes, before I go on, I feel like this is more of a prediction video. And see, when I talk wrestling with friends of mine who are other pro wrestling fans, they usually tell me, oh my god, your predictions are so right. Your predictions are so true. I'm gonna be honest. I predicted Bayley's heel turn, but I'm now gonna get into the video. What I was going to say was, I feel like the generation versus generation bidding war of 2024. I feel like that's what I'm calling it. I feel like it's going to start when Cody Rhodes turns heel. And I feel like the proof is in the pudding. I feel like if you go back to 2019, you'll honestly see what Cody Rhodes was talking about, especially when he was going up against his brother Dustin. It was a clear indication of how AEW as a whole was going to look. And I have facts. Now, I feel like what's going to happen is Cody Rhodes is going to turn heel. And like I said in my last video, right? I said in my last video that how it was going to be the old generation versus the new generation, right? I said that. Now, I also feel like in this, Cody was also leaving hints and teasers when he said it's generation versus generation. Now, I'm going to get on to what I says. Now, I also said in my last video how guys like Danielson, CM Punk, The Elite, Cody, all those guys are going to become the authority figures. And they're all going to become like corporate figures and big house names. Within their own company, they're the law. And it's going to be a mere imitation of how WWE has become to its fans legitimately. But they're using it for the sake of a storyline. And it's all going to start with Cody's heel turn. And I feel like maybe it's going to happen tonight at Winter is Coming. I'm not sure. But that's just me. But it might happen either tonight at Winter's is Coming or it might happen next year when Cody turns heel. Whenever it happens, it happens. That's what I feel. That's what I feel. I also believe that when this happens, the new generation is going to be targeted. And it's not going to be like they're going to be bringing in somebody else. It's going to be groups from the indies that we all fell in love with, for example, or NXT that we all fell in love with. For example, maybe instead of like how NWO and Scott Hall and Kevin Nash came in, instead it's going to be a mixture of SuperKliq, Mount Rushmore, and the Elite. And they're going to form and they're going to become the authority and they're going to become the overseers of how AEW is ran. And then it's going to be Cody and he's going to form his own. He's going to take the Nightmare family and he's probably going to rebrand it. I personally am going to call it Nightmare Inc., Nightmare Incorporated, or Nightmare Industries. I don't know. But he might take the Nightmare family and rebrand it, take it to a whole new level after he turns heel. And when that happens, he's going to take young guys who are in his pocket, and those guys who are the young guys are going to be under him. And they're going to be the heels for the newer generation who are the young baby faces. And I think I already have an indication of who it might be. Obviously, I think it might be MJF, but I don't even think so. That's just me. Now, I also feel like what's going to happen during this time, during the generational war is once when we establish who are the major authority figures and the A players, once we establish them, once we establish those guys, it's gonna feel like, damn, these motherfuckers really went and betrayed us. And the reason why y'all all gonna feel betrayed, or gonna start feeling like you're betrayed, is because AEW knows that they're aware of the people that said, hey, you guys are low-key becoming like WWE. So why are you guys becoming like WWE? You know what I mean? It's like, oh, why are you all becoming like WWE? And the truth is, they're not doing it to be real. They're not doing it for real. They're just doing it for the sake of their storyline. You know what I mean? It's more of you either die the hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villains. And I feel like that's what, CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, The Elite, and Cody are doing. Guys like them, they're all becoming the authority. They're all becoming like WWE. Like, life imitates AEW in this case. Or AEW imitates WWE, but they're going to do it in their own way. They're going to put their own spin on it and their own way on it. And then they're going to say how, oh, you all sold out, and then that's how the fans are going to be like, oh, you all sold out, you all sold out, you all sold out. And the truth is, they didn't sell out for real. They sold out, and they're going to notice, and they're going to know that the fans, the fans are going to know, they're going to know that the fans know that y'all sold out, and they're going to keep playing to the crowd. That's kind of what they're doing now with their heel turns anyway, when you think about it. But yeah, let me get back on to what I'm thinking about this bidding war 2024. Now, here's who I feel like who are going to become, obviously, the young guys of the new generation. Obviously, your four pillars, they're going to lead the new school, and they're going to go up against all the older guys, right? Like, that's why I feel like. And, you know what I mean? And I feel like I feel like with all the older guys, they're going to work separately, but they're all going to be in each other's pockets. They're all going to team up together to, bring the new generation down. That's what I feel like. But remember, in real life, though, they're all doing it. The older guys, they're all doing it to bring up the new generation. They're just doing it as, honestly, a fuck you to WWE. That's all has it been. You're all going to see what I'm talking about in, let's say, the next few years. Come back to this video in a few years if you believe I'm lying. Now, obviously, your four pillars are going to be the top, or obviously, they're going to be top guys. They're all going to be the top guys. And when that happens, when they all are top guys, including Britt Baker, obviously, but I feel like Britt Baker is going to be corporate because Adam Cole is corporate. Britt Baker is going to become a corporate, I feel like, to me, because she just looks it, and everything kind of revolves around her, so it's going to be her division. If you want, I will make women's wrestling a thing, women's wrestling video, if you guys want me to. I will do that. Yes. Now, I feel like what will happen is, obviously, your four pillars, and you got everyone else who follows them, like the Acclaimed and Hook, and Varsity Blondes, all those guys. They're all going to be young. At this point in 2024, they're going to at least be a little seasoned. And when they're at least a little seasoned, that's when you're going to see them really shine. But eventually, another thing, too, I feel like what's going to happen during this time is they're going to start breaking up a lot of the tag teams, and they're going to start turning heel on each other. Like, for example, the Varsity Blondes, they're going to get probably a tag team title belt under their reign. under their career, and then they're probably gonna break up by having Pillman Jr. going heel. Um, you know what I mean? They might have him go heel because I just see it in him. Like they could have him go heel, probably have him be like his dad. Let's be honest, it works. You know, uh, Griff Garrison, a big time baby face. That would be good for him. And have them two feud. Maybe have Luchasaurus, or maybe have Jungle Boy become like a face, but he has a change in attitude. Like he doesn't need to be Jungle Boy anymore. Like he becomes something else. He cuts the hair. He looks more like his dad. Cause that's how I feel like they're gonna do with a lot of these like second, these generational babies. You're gonna have them imitate their parents. Cause that's how pro wrestling does. You kind of imitate your parents. You know what I mean? With Jack Perry, Jungle Boy, he imitates his father. Brian Pillman Jr. imitates his father. Those guys. Uh, you know what I mean? That's what happens in wrestling. But yes, as this is all happening, I feel like one of the pillars will actually join the corporate side of, the Bucks, Cody, and CM Punk and Danielson. I feel like they will. I feel like one of them will turn, and most likely, and here's my honest opinion about it, I feel like it might be Darby Allin. He might go from everybody's favorite rebel to being the corporate lackey, and I really don't wish that on Darby Allin, but I feel like it's kind of, true. I feel like it's kind of true, but I hope it's not because I really love Darby Allin, and I mean, only time will tell. Only time will tell. MJF, I feel like surprisingly will not be on the side of Cody, so I feel like in that chance, like might turn him face. They might turn him face. I mean, like he's a natural born heel. We all know this, but he's gonna be a heel. But he's gonna be a heel that everyone loves. That's just me. In time, come back to this video. Now I can make another video on the Forbidden Door, but that's what I feel like what's gonna happen in time. And on top of that too, I also feel like maybe with Sammy Guevara, I feel like Chris Jericho is gonna turn on him, and the inner circle, is gonna break up. I also feel like that's gonna happen, and during this time of the bidding war, 2024, it's generation versus generation thing because Jericho's old. He's what we consider a fossil, or what the younger pro wrestling fans consider a fossil. But Jericho's a legend, so it makes sense that he'll turn on Sammy, and maybe he'll turn on his whole crew, or they might just implode. I don't know, but yeah, all this shit will happen. I also feel like there's a chance that Shawn Spears might become a corporate, and he'll take the pinnacle from under MJF's. He'll take the pinnacle from under MJF's nose, and when that happens, everyone's gonna be, oh shit, oh my god, I also feel like what will happen next, considering Jungle Boy will get a new fucking makeover. He'll probably have Anna Jay as his valet because that's his girlfriend in real life if they're still together at that point. But, it's going to be Jungle Boy and it's going to be Anna Jay, and they're going to be a thing. Another thing, too, I feel like Dark Order will also break up, and if they bring in Wyndham, I really hope they do. They can probably, have a faction, and everyone's calling it Cult of Wyndham, so I'm going to call it Cult for Wyndham now. Cult of Wyndham comes in, and when Cult of Wyndham comes in, when Cult of Wyndham comes in, I feel like what Wyndham is going to do is he's going to take all the strong members of Cult of Wyndham, and he's going to take the strongest members regarding, i.e., Grayson, Uno, Ten, and I just feel like, oh, and Anna Jay too. So those four he's gonna take, and he's gonna make Cole to Wyndham, Silver, Reynolds, and Angels 5. Those guys, those guys are going to be something else. They're going to become something else, or they're going to break up and become something new. Or who knows, all three of those guys will follow Hangman Page, and they will become a new faction for Hangman. With Hangman, and they're going to be a young faction of the new generation too. Also, too, they're going to have a thing called Shepherds. That's what I'm going to call them, Shepherds. And the Shepherds are usually the older guys who are on the side of the new generation, who actually tutor and teach the new generation. And I feel like that's going to be Sting, Dustin. It's going to be Sting, Dustin, maybe Taz. I'm not sure, but it would make sense because his son. So maybe Taz too. I'm not so sure about Billy Gunn though, because he looks like he can play corporate guy for AEW. I'm not sure, but he has Austin and Ace. But Austin, I'm sorry, not Ace. I'm sorry, Austin. His kids. His kids might join Cody, because they're all in that realm. Yeah, I feel like QT also can become a shepherd, but that's just all I'm saying. Like guys like that, the veterans, like the good guy veterans. It's usually heel veterans who are gonna join Cody and them. Adam Cole obviously is going to be part of the corporate side of AEW, or the AEW elites, like the old indie guys from 1999 to 2015. Those guys are gonna, like I said, those guys are gonna join the elite. They're gonna join the corporate side. They're gonna become corporate, and they're going to become the authority. And now I know people have said, "Oh, how is this possible?" Even though that AEW said that they'll never go to the corporate direction, or they'll never do the authority angles. Here's the thing. They also go by. I also have a theory that AEW goes by the die the heroes, or live long enough to see yourself become the villains for a new villain rise. And I feel like that's what they're doing with the indie darlings from 99 to 2015. Those guys are going to become the heels and the authority figures. I wouldn't say heels and authority figures, but more political figures, I would say. And then the young guys, they're going to become, those guys. So I will reiterate that for the last time. And, I can make another part 2 about this video. I can make, as many parts as you want, as furthermore predictions about what I feel like will happen. But, that's why I just feel like what's going to happen in AEW for the next 5 years, considering the generation versus generation bidding war 2024. That's how I see it. I don't see it any way else. I don't see it any way, longer or whatever. But whatever happens, happens. And I feel like that's what's going to happen. Now, like I said, I can do a Forbidden Door storyline. I can do a Forbidden Door story angle, whatever the hell you want to call it. I can do that. Video, I should say. I'm sorry. I can do that. But yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. I said what I said. You guys can, like, comment, subscribe, all of that. And, deuces.